Good morning, y'all.
We are looking at 10 till 8 in the morning. Got a shuttle back down to Pinkham Notch at the Visitor Center, and we are starting the presidentials. So, tentatively, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles for today. Play it by ear as to how we feel, how fast our progress goes. What is it, Mount Monroe is up first, I think. Madison, that's what it is. It's Madison. And after that, just a lot of 4,000 footers, 4 or 5, and then of course Washington's over 6. So we'll see if we make it to Mount Washington. Tomorrow is supposed to be rain, potential thunderstorms in the evening. I'd love to make it across Washington today if we can while the weather's still nice. Like I said, we'll see how our progress goes. So
let's get to trekking.
So exciting. Yep. We're dripping sweat. It's running off my chin. It's running off my elbows. It's running off his nose.
Excuse me.
It's a sweaty climb up. We just broke tree line on Madison. Not quite up to the summit yet, but we're on our way.
So we made it up to the summit of Mount Madison. There's a sign right over there, but it's not a summit sign.
That is the Madison Spring Hut. And we stopped in just briefly, long enough to refill our water bottles and eat some snacks from our bag. This is our trail. And the next couple peaks ahead of us, plus Mount Washington.
Good evening, y'all.
Yep, it's about 6:15 and we've been at camp for about 2 hours. I think we got here around 4 o'clock. A lot earlier than what we really wanted to stop. But we stopped at technically it was like 9 miles on the AT, 10 miles hiked because it's almost a full mile of Blue Blaze down to the shelter. It's called what is it called? The Perch. It's called the Perch. One of the RMC ran shelters that are here. And, you know, it just took us a long time to get across Madison.
Mm-hmm.
That was mostly my fault. I have terrible time trying to get footing coming down off of the mountain, especially. The rocks there are very sharp and craggy. And I was just moving really slow coming down off of it. So by the time we made it off of there down to the hut, it was already 1 p.m. So there just wasn't enough time for us to push forward and try and make it across Washington and down to the Lake of the Clouds hut, which is where we were going to be shooting for. And we could have made it before dark, I think, but there wouldn't have been enough bunks left for us to be able to get a bunk there. I'm sure because there's only like 10 and they fill up pretty quickly. So we made the absolutely gut-wrenching decision to do a 1 mile off-trail hike down the side of the mountain to this shelter where you still have to pay $15 per person to camp. It does have a beautiful location. We have a beautiful view behind us and a beautiful, wonderfully running water source over there with waterfalls and everything. But yeah, that's a tough pill for us to swallow, to know that tomorrow we have to climb almost a full mile back up the mountain just to get back on trail. We were grumbling about it a lot on the way down.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But this was our initial plan to begin with, to come here, knowing that we were going to try and average about 10 miles per day because I know how fast I'm able to move across the rocks. And yeah, if we had gotten the early start like we normally do when we leave camp versus having to start at like 8 p.m. because we're kind of tied to our shuttle, we definitely could have made it. No big deal. It was only like 15 miles total for the day. But yeah, here we are. It's all good. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, off and on. Probable thunder showers in the afternoon. And it's going to be chilly, like in the 40s. So we're kind of debating how tomorrow's going to go for us. Don't want to run the risk of hypothermia. Wind factor up on Mount Washington will be about 30 miles per hour according to the current forecasts. So that gives us like a wind chill factor of around 38, 39 while we're wet. So we'll see how the morning looks. and make a decision from there as to what we're doing. But regardless, we knew what the forecast was looking like coming up as well, and we made provisions for that as well. And just is what it is. You know, you can't predict what's going to happen on the trail. You can't predict what's going to happen with the weather. And we're making the best of it. We're safe and we're enjoying our hiking. So the
black
views
flies are horrible.
Yeah, they are. Every time we get on elevation, the black flies are always awful. It is beautiful up here. It is absolutely beautiful. There's the sun poking back out again. Whew. I've enjoyed the views. Definitely enjoyed the views. I would like to have had Mount Washington with the views. So
yeah, we if it's stormy tomorrow, we probably won't get anything.
Yeah, we won't get any views tomorrow if we go up in the storms. It is what it is.
Yep.
We can always come back later and take the auto road up. What else? Mishap count?
Mishap count.
Yep.
Today's mishap count is 0.
Yay! Once again, due to excessive caution on my part, especially. I struggle going down those craggy, steep rocks like that. I don't have the legs for it, and I have tiny little feet. And it is what it is. Once we get back to some flatter ground, we'll be able to move. My legs, honestly, felt great today. We climbed up that mountain. I mean, we sweated our butts off coming up. Our clothes were drenched. Like my buff visor that I normally wear, I literally took it off and squeezed sweat out of it. It was so drenched. I was tipping my head down looking at rocks as I was climbing up and seeing sweat dripping off of the bill of the visor. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was really humid in there because of the rain from last night. And then it's all, canopied over. So as it was warming up through the day, it was just becoming like a little steam sauna in there. So it was just humid and steep climb, and we cruised up fairly well. I felt like it was the actual final push across the mountains, or not the mountains, across the rocks once we broke tree line that actually slowed us down the most. So it doesn't matter. We're just going to get there one day at a time.
Like always, hit that subscribe button, give us that thumbs up, turn on those notifications, and we'll see you in the morning.
Good night, guys.
Good night.